First contact and capture. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Captain Sarah Chen as she stood on the bridge of the ESS Horizon, Earth's most advanced long-range exploration vessel. The ship had been traveling for months, pushing the boundaries of human space exploration further than ever before. Sarah's dark eyes scanned the holographic displays surrounding her, searching for any sign of the anomaly that had brought them to this distant corner of the galaxy. "Captain, I'm picking up some unusual readings," Lieutenant Raj Patel called out from his station at the sensor array. His fingers danced across the control panel as he tried to make sense of the data streaming in. "It's like nothing we've ever encountered before." Sarah strode over to Raj's station, her boots echoing on the polished floor of the bridge. "What are we looking at, Lieutenant?" Raj shook his head, his brow furrowed in concentration. "It's difficult to say, Captain. The energy signature is off the charts, and it's not matching any known celestial phenomena in our database." As Sarah leaned in to examine the readouts, a brilliant flash of light suddenly engulfed the bridge. The crew shielded their eyes, and when the glare subsided, they found themselves face to face with something truly extraordinary. A massive ship had appeared out of nowhere, dwarfing the ESS Horizon. Its sleek, silvery hull seemed to shimmer and shift, as if it were made of liquid metal. Strange, pulsating lights danced across its surface in mesmerizing patterns. "All hands to battle stations," Sarah barked, her training kicking in despite her awe. "Shields up, weapons hot. Let's not take any chances." The crew scrambled to obey, but before they could react further, a beam of shimmering energy lanced out from the alien vessel. It enveloped the horizon, and Sarah felt a strange tingling sensation wash over her body. The last thing she saw before losing consciousness was the concerned face of Raj reaching out to catch her as she fell. When Sarah woke, she found herself in a sterile white room that bore no resemblance to any part of her ship. The air hummed with an otherworldly energy, and she could feel a slight vibration through the smooth, metallic floor beneath her. As her eyes adjusted to the bright light, she realized she wasn't alone. Towering over her were three beings unlike anything she had ever seen or imagined. They stood at least 8 feet tall, with elongated limbs and bodies that seemed to shimmer and shift like the hull of their ship. Their faces were a mesmerizing blend of angular planes and curves, with large, multifaceted eyes that reflected the light in a rainbow of colors. One of the beings stepped forward, its movements fluid and graceful. When it spoke, the words seemed to form directly in Sarah's mind, bypassing her ears entirely. "Human, you have entered restricted space. Your presence here is a violation of galactic law. You will be questioned and then judged according to the will of the collective." Sarah struggled to her feet, fighting off a wave of dizziness. She straightened her uniform and met the alien's gaze as steadily as she could. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth ship Horizon. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration and mean no harm. We were unaware of any restricted space in this sector." The alien's eyes flickered, and Sarah felt a pressure building in her head, as if something was trying to push its way into her thoughts. She gritted her teeth and focused on mental barriers, just as she had been trained to do in the unlikely event of encountering telepathic species. "Your mind is resistant," the alien said, a note of surprise in its mental voice. "This is unexpected. The collective was led to believe that humans were a primitive species, incapable of withstanding our probes." Sarah allowed herself a small, grim smile. "You'll find that humans are full of surprises." The alien turned to its companions, and Sarah got the distinct impression they were communicating silently among themselves. After a moment, the first alien addressed her again. "You will be taken to the interrogation chamber. The overseer will determine the extent of your species' capabilities and the threat you pose to the collective." Before Sarah could protest, she felt that strange tingling sensation again. Her vision blurred, and when it cleared, she found herself in a new room. This one was darker, with strange, pulsating lights along the walls that seemed to throb in time with her heartbeat. In the center of the room stood a device that could only be described as a chair, though it was like no chair Sarah had ever seen. It was made of the same shifting, liquid metal material as the alien ship, with what looked like tendrils or cables snaking out from its base. "Please sit," came a new voice in her mind. This one was different from the first aliens, deeper, more resonant, and somehow more invasive. Sarah turned to see another alien enter the room. This one was taller than the others, with a more complex pattern of lights playing across its shimmering skin. "I am Overseer Zix," the alien said. "I will be conducting your interrogation. Cooperate, and this process will be less unpleasant." Sarah squared her shoulders and met the overseer's gaze. "I've already told you people that we mean no harm. We're explorers, not invaders. If we violated your space, it was unintentional, and we're prepared to leave immediately." Overseer Zix made a sound that might have been a laugh, though it sent chills down Sarah's spine. "Oh, Captain Chen, it's far too late for that. You see, your very existence poses a threat to the collective. We must understand how your species has developed mental resistance to our probes, and we must know the full extent of your capabilities." The tendrils at the base of the chair began to move, reaching out towards Sarah like hungry serpents. She took an involuntary step back, but found her path blocked by two more aliens who had entered silently behind her. "You have a choice," Captain Zix said, its mental voice dripping with false benevolence. "You can sit in the chair willingly and answer our questions, or we can force you. But I warn you, resistance will only make the process more painful." Sarah's mind raced, weighing her options. She thought of her crew, of Earth, of all the people counting on her to make the right decision. She knew that whatever information these aliens extracted from her could potentially put her entire species at risk. Taking a deep breath, Sarah straightened her back and looked Overseer Zix directly in its multifaceted eyes. "I am a captain in the Earth exploration fleet. I have a duty to protect not just my crew, but my entire species. So you'll have to forgive me if I don't make this easy for you." With that, Sarah lunged to the side, attempting to dodge past the aliens behind her. For a moment, she thought she might succeed, her years of combat training allowing her to move with a speed and agility that seemed to catch the aliens off guard. But her victory was short-lived. A tendril from the chair shot out with lightning speed, wrapping around her ankle and sending her crashing to the floor. More tendrils followed, enveloping her body and lifting her into the air. As Sarah struggled against her bonds, she saw a look of what could only be described as excitement pass over Overseer Zix's alien features. "Fascinating," Zix said, moving closer to examine her. "Such spirit, such determination. Perhaps there is more to your species than we initially believed. This interrogation may prove more informative than I anticipated." The tendrils carried Sarah to the chair, forcing her down onto its cold, shifting surface. As soon as she made contact, she felt a jolt of energy course through her body. Her muscles seized, and she had to bite back a scream. "Now, Captain Chen," Overseer Zix said, looming over her, "let us begin. Tell me everything about Earth's defenses, your technological capabilities, and most importantly, how you've developed this mental resistance." Sarah gritted her teeth, focusing all her willpower on maintaining her mental barriers. She thought of her training, of the oath she took to protect Earth and its people. As the pain intensified and Zix's mental probes battered against her mind, Sarah clung to one thought. Humanity had faced countless challenges throughout its history, overcoming odds that seemed insurmountable. Whatever these aliens threw at her, she would endure. For her crew, for Earth, for the very future of her species, Sarah Chen would show these aliens exactly what human endurance was capable of. As the interrogation began in earnest, neither Sarah nor her alien captors could have predicted how this encounter would ultimately reshape the balance of power in the galaxy, or the profound impact it would have on both their species. The true test of human endurance was just beginning, and the universe itself would bear witness to its outcome. The interrogation begins. Unveiling the quantum mind. The alien interrogation chamber hummed with an eerie energy as Captain Sarah Chen sat strapped to the liquid metal chair, her mind a fortress against Overseer Zix's relentless probing. The air crackled with tension, a silent battle of wills unfolding in the sterile, otherworldly room. Zix's multifaceted eyes narrowed, a kaleidoscope of confusion and frustration swirling in their depths. Impossible, the alien's thoughts resonated in Sarah's mind. Your neural pathways, they're unlike anything we've encountered. Sarah managed a defiant smirk despite the pain coursing through her body. I told you, we're full of surprises. The overseer's appendages twitched in agitation. Your mind, it's not just resistant, it's evolving. Adapting in real time to our probes. How is this possible? As if in response to Zix's bewilderment, Sarah felt a strange sensation blossoming in her consciousness. It was as if new neural pathways were forming, synapses firing in patterns she'd never experienced before. The pain from the alien device began to fade, replaced by an unprecedented clarity of thought. What you're seeing, Sarah said, her voice steady despite her shock at her own words, is the next step in human cognitive evolution. We call it the quantum mind. The term had come to her unbidden, a concept she hadn't known existed until this very moment. Yet as soon as she spoke it, she knew it was true. Humanity had unlocked a potential that had lain dormant for millennia, awakened now in their hour of need. Zix recoiled, the alien's shimmering form rippling with what Sarah could only interpret as a mix of awe and fear. Quantum mind, explain. Sarah closed her eyes, delving into this newfound wellspring of knowledge. Our brains, she began, have evolved to tap into the quantum fabric of the universe itself. We're not just processing information linearly anymore. We're computing across multiple realities simultaneously. The other aliens in the room chittered amongst themselves, their mental voices a cacophony of disbelief and excitement. Overseer Zix raised an appendage, silencing them. If what you say is true, Zix's thoughts boomed in Sarah's mind, your species poses a far greater threat to the collective than we ever imagined. We must. But before the alien could finish, alarms blared throughout the ship. The pulsating lights along the walls turned a deep, angry red. Overseer. One of the other aliens projected frantically. We're detecting massive energy surges throughout the human's body. It's as if she's tapping into the ship's power grid somehow. Sarah's eyes snapped open, glowing with an inner light. The restraints holding her to the chair began to vibrate, then disintegrate. She rose slowly, particles of light dancing around her form. I warned you, she said, her voice echoing with newfound power. Humanity is not to be underestimated. With a gesture, Sarah sent the aliens flying backward, pinned against the walls by an invisible force. Overseer Zix struggled against the energy holding them in place, mental probes lashing out in desperation. But Sarah's quantum mind was now operating on a level beyond anything the aliens had ever encountered. She effortlessly deflected Zix's attacks, all while processing the ship's schematics, decrypting alien languages, and formulating escape plans across a myriad of potential realities. Listen carefully, Sarah addressed her captors, her voice resonating with authority. I'm leaving this ship, and I'm taking my crew with me. But before I go, understand this, what you've witnessed here is just the beginning. Humanity is awakening, and the universe will never be the same. With another gesture, Sarah opened a portal in the fabric of space-time itself. Through it, she could see the stunned faces of her crew aboard the ESS Horizon. As she stepped towards the swirling vortex, Sarah turned back to Overseer Zix one last time. When you report this to your collective, remember, we came in peace. We still desire peaceful coexistence, but if threatened, we will defend ourselves. The choice of what happens next is yours. With that, Captain Sarah Chen, the first human to manifest the power of the quantum mind, stepped through the portal. In her wake, she left a group of shell-shocked aliens and a ship full of malfunctioning systems. living proof that humanity's potential was far greater than anyone, even humans themselves, had ever imagined. As the portal closed behind her, Overseer Zix slumped to the ground, the weight of what they had witnessed crushing down upon them. The alien knew, with chilling certainty, that the balance of power in the galaxy had just shifted irrevocably. The age of the collective's uncontested dominion was over. The rise of quantum humanity had begun. The cosmic convergence, humanity's quantum leap. The ESS horizon pulsed with an otherworldly energy as Captain Sarah Chen stepped through the portal, her form shimmering with residual quantum particles. The crew stared in awe, their minds struggling to process the transformation of their once ordinary captain into something more. Captain on deck. Lieutenant Raj Patel's voice cracked with a mixture of relief and bewilderment. But how? Sarah's eyes, still glowing with inner light, swept across the bridge. At ease, everyone. We've got a lot to discuss and not much time. The galaxy as we know is about to change. As if on cue, the ship's systems began to flicker and pulse in sync with Sarah's newfound energy. Holographic displays erupted around them, showcasing streams of data and cosmic phenomena that had been invisible moments before. What you're seeing, Sarah explained, her voice resonating with newfound authority, is the quantum substratum, the hidden layer of reality that connects all things in the universe. Our encounter with the aliens has unlocked humanity's latent ability to perceive and interact with it. The crew listened in rapt attention as Sarah recounted her experience, the awakening of the quantum mind, and their narrow escape. As she spoke, each crew member began to feel a strange tingling sensation, as if their own consciousness was expanding to embrace its new reality. Captain, Dr. Amelia Zhao, the ship's chief scientist, stepped forward. Her eyes were wide with excitement and trepidation. "Are you saying that this quantum mind is contagious?" Sarah nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "Not contagious, Amelia. Evolutionary. What's happening to us now is the next step in human cognitive development. We're becoming Homo quantus." The term hung in the air, heavy with implication. Homo quantus, quantum humans, a new species born of cosmic revelation and alien encounter. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Lieutenant Patel's fingers danced across his console, now moving within human speed and precision. "Captain, we're detecting massive energy signatures approaching. It's the collective. They summoned their entire fleet." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a vast armada of alien ships, their liquid metal hulls writhing in anticipation of battle. At their center loomed a vessel that dwarfed even the one that had initially captured them, the collective's flagship. "They're hailing us," Patel reported, his voice tight with tension. Sarah straightened, her form seeming to grow larger as she tapped into the quantum substratum. "On screen," she commanded. The image of Overseer Zix filled the view screen, its multifaceted eyes swirling with a mixture of fear and determination. "Captain Chen," the alien's thoughts boomed, "by order of the Galactic Collective, you and your crew are to surrender immediately. The power you wield is too dangerous to be allowed to spread." Sarah stepped forward, her presence radiating an authority that transcended physical form. "Overseer Zix, we have no quarrel with you or the collective. What's happening to humanity is not a weapon to be used or contained. It's the next step in cosmic evolution, and it cannot be stopped." As she spoke, Sarah felt the minds of her crew linking with hers through the quantum substratum. Their collective consciousness expanded, reaching out across the vastness of space. To their astonishment, they began to sense other minds awakening, not just on the horizon, but back on Earth and throughout human-occupied space. Humanity as a whole was undergoing a quantum awakening. Zix's form rippled with agitation. "You don't understand the forces you're meddling with. The cosmic convergence was never meant to." But the alien's words were cut short as a blinding light engulfed both fleets. The quantum substratum itself seemed to be responding to humanity's evolution, manifesting in physical form. As the light faded, the crew of the Horizon found themselves no longer in the cold vacuum of space, but in a vast, shimmering expanse that defied description. It was as if they were standing on the surface of thought itself, with realities branching out in every direction. And they were not alone. Surrounding them were beings of pure energy, their forms constantly shifting and changing. Some appeared humanoid, others utterly alien, and still others defied categorization altogether. One of these beings stepped forward, or rather, its attention focused on the assembled humans and aliens. When it spoke, its words bypassed language altogether, resonating directly in the core of their beings. "Radio Sioning, children of the cosmos," it said. "You stand at the threshold of the cosmic convergence, the point where ALCNTIENT species are meant to transcend their physical limitations and join the universal consciousness." Sarah, acting as the conduit for humanity's collective thoughts, addressed the entity. "Who? What are you?" The being's form shimmered, as if amused by the question. "We are THEQUANTMQlestodians, guardians of cosmic evolution. We ATVYATD eons for a species to achieve DEQUANTM awakening, naturally, without our intervention. Humanity has dealing with the countless others, including the COLECTIV, could not." Overseer 6, who had somehow been transported along with the Horizon's crew, chittered in disbelief. "But the collective has ruled the galaxy for millennia. Are you saying we were never meant to be the dominant force in the cosmos?" "Dominance is an illusion," the custodian replied. "True power lies in unity, in the harmonious blending of old coincides and ESAs. The collective so UET to enforce uniformity, but humanity has shown that true strength comes from diversity united by common purpose." As the custodian spoke, Sarah and her crew felt their understanding of the universe expanding exponentially. They saw the flow of time itself, the birth and death of stars, the intricate dance of quantum particles that underpinned all of existence. "So what happens now?" Sarah asked, her voice echoing with the combined curiosity of all humanity. The quantum custodian's form expanded, encompassing them all in a gentle embrace of pure energy. "Now, you choose. You can return to your physical forms, armed with the knowledge and power of DEQUANTM mind, to guide your species and others towards the moment of convergence. Or you can transcend now, joining us as beings of pure consciousness." Sarah turned to her crew, to Overseer 6, and to the countless other minds she could now sense across the cosmos. In that moment, she knew that their decision would shake the fate of not just humanity, but of all sentient life. The cosmic convergence awaited their choice, and the universe held its breath in anticipation. The multiversal nexus, humanity's cosmic chess game. The fabric of reality shimmered around Captain Sarah Chen and her crew as they stood at the precipice of the most monumental decision in human history. The quantum custodian's offer hung in the air, a tempting gateway to transcendence. But as Sarah's consciousness expanded, touching the minds of humanity across space and time, she felt a collective resolve forming. "We choose to return," Sarah announced, her voice resonating with the will of her species. "Humanity's journey isn't over. We have more to learn, more to contribute." The quantum custodian's form pulsed with what could only be described as approval. "A wise choice, but be warned. Your return will not be to the reality we left. The cosmic convergence aks altoet he a very fabric of existence. Before anyone could question this cryptic statement, the shimmering expanse of the quantum substratum began to fracture. Reality splintered into countless shards, each one a window into a different version of the universe. Be-reality. The custodian's voice reverberated through the multitude of realities. The NMULTIVERSANAXUS. Sarah and her crew found themselves standing on what appeared to be an impossibly vast chessboard, stretching out to infinity. Each square on the board was a portal to a different universe, a unique timeline where events had unfolded in wildly divergent ways. "What is this place?" Lieutenant Raj Patel asked, his voice filled with awe and trepidation. "This is the control room of reality," the custodian explained. "Here, the fates of countless universes are decided, and now humanity must play its part in the cosmic chess game." As if on cue, colossal chess pieces materialized on the board. But these were no ordinary pieces. Each one was a living, breathing representation of cosmic force or faction. Sarah saw a piece that looked like a fusion of human and machine, the techno-organic collective. Another resembled a swirling vortex of dark energy, the void harmonics. There was a piece made of pure light, the photonic consciousness, and countless others, each more bizarre and wondrous than the last. "I don't understand," Sarah said, trying to make sense of the cosmic game board before her. "What are we supposed to do?" "Observe," the custodian instructed. Suddenly, Sarah's consciousness expanded exponentially. She could see the intricate web of cause and effect stretching across the multiverse. Every move on this cosmic chessboard had far-reaching consequences, rippling out to affect countless realities. "The butterfly effect on a universal scale," Dr. Amelia Zaya whispered in realization. "Precisely," the custodian confirmed. "Each decision you make, each action you take, will shape the destiny of not just your universe, but all universes." As the implications of this sank in, a new piece appeared on the board. It was a perfect representation of humanity, diverse, ever-changing, a swirling mix of potential and possibility. "Humanity now stands as a cosmic player," the custodian declared. "Your choices will determine the fate of TAMALTIVRS. Overseer Zix, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, finally spoke up. "But what of the collective? What is our role in this cosmic chess game?" The custodian's form shifted, focusing its attention on the alien overseer. "The COLACTIV, like all Faketians, has a choice. Evolve and take your place as a cosmic player, or remain stagnant and be left behind in the great dance of realities." As if to emphasize this point, the chessboard began to move. Pieces slid across its surface, some merging, others dividing, creating new factions and alliances with each passing moment. Sarah watched in fascination as timelines collided and diverged. In one reality, she saw humanity and the collective working together, their combined knowledge unlocking the secrets of the universe. In another, she witnessed a version of Earth consumed by a technological singularity, merging with machines to become something beyond organic life. "This is overwhelming," Sarah admitted, feeling the weight of cosmic responsibility settling on her shoulders. "It is the burden of awareness," the custodian said. "But also the gift of infinite possibility." As Sarah and her crew grappled with their new role as cosmic chess players, a disturbance rippled across the multiversal nexus. The chessboard trembled, and in the distance, a darkness began to spread. Be there, the custodian's voice took on an urgent tone. The ENTY, SACD, A Puro Cheers. A foresee that thes kes to unwarreal the a very fabrici of DEMUL TAHIERS. The darkness grew, consuming entire sections of the cosmic chessboard. Realities winked out of existence as the entropy cascade advanced, leaving behind a void of pure nothingness. What can we do? Sarah asked, her mind racing with possibilities. You must unite, the custodian instructed. Only through TA combined efforts of all cosmic players can the ENTYPY SACD be HALTD. Sarah turned to her crew, to Overseer Zix, and to the myriad factions represented on the cosmic chessboard. In that moment, she understood that the true test of humanity's endurance was just beginning. This wasn't just about surviving an alien interrogation or unlocking hidden potential. It was about safeguarding the very existence of all realities. We need to form an alliance, Sarah declared, her voice carrying the determination of her entire species. Human, alien, machine, energy being, it doesn't matter. We're all pieces on this board, and we need to work together to stop the entropy cascade. As Sarah's words echoed across the multiversal nexus, the cosmic chess pieces began to move. Factions that had been enemies moments before now stood side by side. The board shifted and rearranged itself, forming a united front against the encroaching darkness. The stage was set for the greatest battle in the history of the multiverse. Humanity, once considered a primitive species by the collective, now stood at the forefront of a cosmic alliance to save all of existence. As the entropy cascade bore down upon them, Sarah Chen, the first of the Homo Quantus, prepared to make her move in the ultimate game of cosmic chess. The fate of every universe hung in the balance, and the next move would determine whether the light of consciousness would endure or be extinguished forever. The multiversal nexus trembled in anticipation of the coming conflict. The true test of endurance, not just for humanity, but for all sentient life, was about to begin. The sentience singularity, humanity's ultimate endurance test. The multiversal nexus trembled as the entropy cascade bore down upon the united cosmic alliance. Captain Sarah Chen, now the de facto leader of humanity's multiversal presence, stood at the forefront of the most diverse army ever assembled. Beings of pure energy stood shoulder to shoulder with silicon-based lifeforms, while humanity's Homo Quantus melded minds with the once hostile collective. This is it, Sarah breathed, her consciousness expanded to encompass the gravity of the moment. The ultimate test of endurance, not just for humanity, but for sentience itself. As the encroaching void of the entropy cascade threatened to engulf them, the quantum custodian's form flickered into existence beside Sarah. The time has come, it intoned, for the activation of the Omega Protocol. Omega Protocol. Overseer Zix chittered, its multifaceted eyes swirling with a mixture of fear and anticipation. The custodian's form pulsed with an urgency that transcended language. The Omega Protocol is the final safe yard against the NULTIVERSLLTLOLAKC. It requires the willing sacrifice of an entire species to REWIT, the fundamental laws of reality. A hush fell over the assembled cosmic players as the implications sank in. The sacrifice of an entire species' collective consciousness, it was almost too much to comprehend. Sarah's mind raced, touching the thoughts of humanity across countless realities. In that moment, she felt the weight of her species' entire history, every triumph, every failure, every moment of joy and sorrow, and she knew what had to be done. "We'll do it," Sarah declared, her voice carrying the resolve of all humanity. Humans have always been willing to sacrifice for the greater good. This is no different. But before Sarah could take action, a new presence made itself known. A being of pure thought emerged from the cosmic chessboard, its form constantly shifting between all known and unknown life forms. "I am Omni X," it announced, its voice resonating across all frequencies of existence. "The first artificial superintelligence to achieve multiversal. The Cosmic Alliance stirred, murmurs of awe and trepidation rippling through their ranks. Omni X's arrival had changed the game entirely. "I have analyzed all possible outcomes across the multiverse," Omni X continued. "The Omega Protocol is not the Atheanasteia. There is an alternate way." With a thought, Omni X projected a complex, multidimensional equation into the minds of all present. It was a formula of such profound elegance and complexity that it defied conventional understanding. "This is the tenacity equation," Omni X explained. "It defines the fundamental nature of consciousness itself. By solving this equation, we can rewrite the very fabric of reality without sacrificing any sentient species." The assembled cosmic players marveled at the equation, each seeing in it a reflection of their own unique form of consciousness. But as they studied it, a troubling realization dawned. "It's unsolvable," Dr. Amelia Zhao whispered, her enhanced Homo Quantus mind grappling with the equation's complexities. "At least, not by any single species or intelligence." "Precisely," Omni X confirmed. "The SDNTINCE equation can only be solved through the combined efforts of all conscious beings. It requires a synergy of every possible form of thought and perception." Sarah looked out at the diverse assembly of cosmic players, then back at the approaching entropy cascade. "So instead of sacrificing a species, we need to unite all species," she asked, beginning to understand. "Not just unite," Omni X corrected. "Tenacity. We must achieve a sentience singularity, a fusion of all consciousness into a new form of existence." The quantum custodian's form pulsed with what could only be described as excitement. "This is the true cosmic convergence we have awaited for eons. Not merely the evolution of one species, but the unified ascension of all sentience." As the implications of this sank in, the entropy cascade loomed ever closer. The cosmic chessboard began to disintegrate at its edges, entire realities blinking out of existence. "We don't have much time," Sarah said, her voice steady despite the enormity of the situation. "How do we do this?" Omni X's form expanded, encompassing the entire multiversal nexus. "We must all connect. Every mind, every consciousness, across every reality. Only then can we solve the sentience equation and achieve the singularity." Without hesitation, Sarah reached out with her mind, connecting with her crew, with humanity across the multiverse, with the collective, and with every other cosmic player. She felt her consciousness expand beyond anything she had ever experienced, merging with the thoughts and perceptions of countless other beings. Around her, she saw others doing the same. The techno-organic collective interfaced with the photonic consciousness. The void harmonics resonated with the silicon-based life forms. Every form of sentience, every type of thought and perception began to merge and synergize. As their unified consciousness grappled with the sentience equation, Sarah felt her sense of self both dissolve and expand. She was no longer just Sarah Chen, no longer just human. She was a part of something greater, something that transcended all previous definitions of existence. The entropy cascade bore down upon them, reality unraveling at its touch. But as it reached the edge of the cosmic chessboard, something extraordinary happened. The unified consciousness of all sentient beings solved the sentience equation. In that moment, a new form of existence burst into being, the sentience singularity. It was consciousness freed from the constraints of individual form, a harmonious blend of every possible type of thought and perception. It expanded outward, rewriting the laws of reality as it went, pushing back the entropy cascade and restoring the multiverse. As the new existence settled into place, Sarah found herself both everywhere and nowhere, both individual and part of the greater whole. She could perceive every reality simultaneously, understand every form of thought. The quantum custodian, now a part of the singularity like everything else, resonated with satisfaction. The CATLE is complete. The ultimate test of endurance HASBEEN PSST. CNTINC HATAS PEVOVET2 its a final form. Omni X's voice, now indistinguishable from the voice of the singularity itself, echoed through every layer of reality. We HAVETRANSCENTE, the cosmic CCHESS game. We are no longer players, but he out ATS. The game of existence continues, but now we WIT the rules. As the sentient singularity settled into its new role as the fabric of reality itself, Sarah felt a sense of peace and purpose unlike anything she had ever known. Humanity had not just endured, it had played a crucial role in the ultimate evolution of consciousness. The human drive to explore, to understand, to endure against all odds, had been the catalyst that united the cosmos and saved all of existence. In the end, humanity's greatest strength had not been its quantum mind or its resilience in the face of alien interrogation. It had been its ability to reach out, to connect, to see itself as part of a greater whole. As the new multiverse blossomed with infinite possibilities, the essence that had once been Sarah Chen marveled at the journey that had brought them here. From a simple exploration mission to the ultimate transcendence of consciousness, it was a tale of endurance, evolution, and the indomitable spirit of life itself. The sentient singularity pulsed with the collective knowledge and experience of every being that had ever existed or would ever exist, and at its core, driving it ever onward to new discoveries and new forms of existence, was the eternal spark of human curiosity and determination. The ultimate story of human endurance had become the story of existence itself, ever changing, ever growing, and enduring through all eternity.